How do you specify a CSV file path in Python? Imagine you have a bunch of data stored in a file and you want Python to read it for you. The first step is telling Python exactly where that file is. That's what specifying a CSV file path is all about. When you tell Python where to find your CSV file, you use a string that describes the location. This string can be an absolute path or a relative path. An absolute path is like giving the full address of the house from the front door. It starts from the main part of your computer's file system. For example, on Windows, it might look like this. C:\users \yourname \documents \data.csv. On a Mac or Linux, it could be /yourname /documents /data, CSV. On Windows, you often need to add an R before the string to make it a raw string. This stops Python from getting confused by backslashes. So, you would write it as rc:\users \yourname \documents \data.csv. This way, Python treats the backslashes as normal characters. A relative path is a bit different. It tells Python to look for the file in a location relative to where your script is running. If your script is in a folder and your CSV is in a subfolder called data, you can just write data.csv. On Windows, you might write data plus data.csv. Using relative paths makes your code more flexible if you keep your files organized in the same way. To make working with paths easier, Python has a special module called Pathlib. It helps you build paths that work across different operating systems. For example, you can write from Pathlib import path, then create a path with path data.csv. This creates a path object that points to your CSV file. You can convert it to a string later if needed. When you want to read the CSV file, you use a library like Pandas. You pass the path string to the regex function. For example, import pandas as pd. Then df is equal to pd, regex rc:\users \yourname \documents \data.csv. Or, if you are using a relative path, df is equal to pd, read CSV, data/data, CSV. The raw string prefix R helps on Windows to avoid errors caused by backslashes. Remember, always include the file name and extension at the end of your path. If your path has spaces or special characters, enclosing it in quotes and using raw strings helps prevent mistakes. If you have many CSV files in a folder, you can use the glob module to find all files matching a pattern like CSV. Getting the file path right is a key step in automating data tasks with Python. Whether you choose an absolute path for certainty or a relative path for flexibility, knowing how to specify your CSV file location makes your scripts more reliable and easier to run across different systems. It's a simple skill but one that makes a big difference in your automation projects.